Ready? All right. Well, good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Elizabeth Olson. I am a chiropractor in southeastern Minnesota. My background is in advanced nutrition, pediatrics, and sports medicine.
And I am Dr. Jessica Buhler, and I practice in Central South Dakota. And I use predominantly chiropractic and a technique called NATE and also acupuncture in my practice. And I'm just passionate about nutrition. So we're going to talk to you guys tonight about something that is new to us. I wouldn't say that new, but it fits with what we already knew. And then also just a new mechanism of utilizing different pathways in our body. So we're going to talk about biohacking your body. So what we're really doing is trying to take, in this situation, a complex system that is our body and get a different outcome, or a better outcome, if you will. And so this is through the study of nutrigenomics, which is using nutrition to affect our gene expression. So if we can, instead of supplementing for deficiencies that we might have, if instead we can affect the way that our DNA is expressing itself so that we can get a different result, that's the difference between activation of our genes versus supplementation of our diets. So this is definitely something that is big, and it's a hot topic, and this company is at the forefront of nutrigenomics because of the launch of a product that they released called Protandim Nerve 2 Synergizer in 2003. The blend was created. They had one US patent and one peer-reviewed published study. And in 2005, there was an ABC Primetime investigative report done on the product. And so what we're going to do is watch that clip, to just a little bit of that clip anyway. There's a longer version. We're going to watch the shortened version just to give you an idea, a little bit of the background on this product. But 2005 was when this launched, and we are now in 2018.
The following is an ABC Primetime investigative report that aired in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life.
It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Dr. McCord, okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress. We all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD. whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells. But as we get older, some of those toxic radicals overwhelm our enzymes and wreak their havoc. For a long time, scientists thought that antioxidant vitamins like C and E would lower it, but they don't.
It's turned out in just the last 5 years or so, we see that they're not good enough tools. They're not powerful enough.
But this pill, he says, is powerful enough. In fact, many times more powerful.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment. It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our body. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to be underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation equals oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not itself a disease, but it's something that comes and is attached to the
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. Buhler's tests, just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to
The oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandim work on me?
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%. That's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Would you suggest I keep taking this supplement?
I would.
And so, ancient Eastern healing and modern Western medicine may soon be working together. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses. It's the very spectrum of diseases. Liver disease, asthma, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks, even mental disease. Yes, depression, Alzheimer's disease, depression. But we know that oxidative stress is part of our disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it. The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pit.
The following is
So it was just going to finish up there with some of the updates that have happened since 2005 when that ABC primetime report aired, because many universities and institutions began doing self-funded research because what they found was so interesting and had never been proven before. So to get a 40% reduction in oxidative stress was what the claim was, and the ABC primetime report not only reinforced that, but John Quinones actually had a 45% reduction in just 2 weeks. So immediately afterwards, the company had a ton of sales overnight, but they were a small biotech company, and so they couldn't fulfill that demand right away either. So they were on retail shelves from 2005 until 2009, but nobody knew what a Nerf 2 Synergizer was. And so the company was not doing very well. The product wasn't selling, even though they had a very significant medical breakthrough. And so in 2009, sales marketing advisor was hired, and his suggestion was that they move from retail to direct sales, where someone would tell you about the product, explain it, and it would be a one-on-one kind of a situation. And so they switched. Dr. McCord said, that sounds like network marketing, and I'm not interested because there's a negative stigma attached to that. And so they did a 6-week trial, and it won by 300%. And so since then, it has been in direct sales, and the company grew from less than 10 million to over 200 million that year. This product has been featured on ABC, PBS, The Today Show, and The Wall Street Journal. These are some of the major universities and organizations that have studied the product. We're backed by the American Heart Association and the American Cancer Society. So I'm going to let Elizabeth talk to us a little bit about what oxidative stress is, why it would be important for you to reduce your load by 40% in 30 days.
Absolutely. So oxidative stress, just thinking about this, is the #1 health-related issue that we see in our practices. So you can see on the right side of the screen there the different disease processes or health issues that happen due to oxidative stress, which is basically the precursor to all of these things. And it's a little bit simpler to define it by actually talking about a free radical, which is the molecule that produces oxidative stress for you. And simply, a free radical is just an unstable oxygen atom that bounces around in our tissues trying to stabilize itself. And when it does that, it actually produces damage. Now, our body has natural processes for remediating these free radicals, but as we age, it is not able to keep up with that as well. And so when these free radicals reach large numbers, we then have oxidative stress. And you can kind of look at the apple on the left side of the screen and envision that as your body. As those free radicals bounce around, we start to have a lot of damage happen. We start to wither, we start to age, different inflammation sets in, scar tissues, things like that. And so what we do as a solution for this, actually, if you want to move to the next slide, there we go, actually is we use antioxidants to neutralize this. And what you can do is you can ingest antioxidants, so you can take them in supplement form, you can find them in foods and in water. But what we see with that is it takes one antioxidant ingested to pair with one free radical in this formation. What we're doing with Protandim Nrf2 is actually activating the body to produce its own antioxidants. And so what it does is it basically turns the cell on, causes a protein messenger to attach to our DNA, which enhances our gene expression. So 10 to 25,000 of our survival genes kick in at this point. And these are the genes we need just for basic functioning in our bodies. One of those genes causes our body to overproduce or upregulate the production of antioxidants in the form of catalase, glutathione, SOD. But it does it in very high amounts, actually 1 million per second in every cell. So instead of that 1-to-1 ratio we get with ingesting antioxidants, our body upregulates and produces these huge numbers. And that's how we have such big reductions in our oxidative stress levels. The slide here is kind of cool. It compares the 5 components within Protandim Nrf2 to the actual blend, the patented blend that Protandim has. So if you look on the left side of the slide, the purple is a control. The next 5 components are that 5 ingredients that are within Protandim. So it's ashwagandha, bacopa, green tea, milk thistle, and curcumin or turmeric. So those would be if we individually took them. And then the blended Protandim Nrf2 is in the red here. And what we see is because of the synergy of these components blended together the way that they are, we have an 18-fold increase in how these affect our bodies positively versus if we just took these singularly, and even in higher dosages. So it really is just about the blend of this product that produces this big effect for our bodies.
So there was some literature that has obviously been published, which we already spoke about, but this one was published in 2015, and it said that Nrf2 may well become the most therapeutic and most extraordinary preventive breakthrough in the history of medicine, based on its effects to detoxify, to act as an antioxidant. It has anti-inflammatory effects and also cytoprotective mechanisms, which is the protection of every cell in your body. And this one was also published in the Multiple Sclerosis Journal by a company called Biogenetic, which is a pharmaceutical company. And you can see this plaquing in the brain is decreasing. And this is specifically what they found is that when we use Nrf2 activation, we can find protection for not only every cell, which we already spoke about, but specifically for oligodendrocytes, which are our basic nervous system cell. So this is not just affecting the cells in our peripheral nervous system, but also cells within our central nervous system, which is very important because there are not a lot of products that affect that area. But what they found when comparing our all-natural product with the 5 components Elizabeth just explained, but they took their drug, which is synthetic, and has a 2 to 20% reduction in oxidative stress, and also has side effects that are common and known with synthetic products. But they found that, interestingly, Protandim, a dietary supplement consisting of herbal ingredients, was the most potent inducer and therefore may be the most suited as a therapeutic strategy. Also interesting to note is that this drug costs $52,000 for a 3-month supply, and our supply of Nrf2 Protandim is around $120. So we're really not even comparing as far as the effect that we're getting and the cost that we're paying. So just a recap here on Nrf2 activation for the biggest problem that I think all humans have, especially over the age of 18, but a lot of humans, even when they're smaller than that, is oxidative stress, and we can combat that with Nrf2 activation, as this is the only supplement proven to reduce oxidative stress in humans by 40% in 30 days. There was a study done by the National Institute of Aging, that's the US government's National Institute of Health, and they found that Protandim was the only natural product proven to extend lifespan. You guys, this is seriously so huge. I want you to realize that the reason why we're taking the time to explain this to you guys is not because we want you to hear all these big words or anything like that. It's not to toot our own horns. This is really information that everyone deserves to hear about. This is really cool. Nrf2 helps to regulate your body's survival genes. Again, that activation versus supplementation. We have NSF and BSCG stamps of approval, so athletes can take this and pass their drug screens. And we also know that what is in our product, what we say is in our product, is what is in our product. So those are 2 very important seals as well. So the second problem we have is mitochondrial dysfunction. And again, why should you care, Dr. Elizabeth?
Well, you can see all the issues that occur because of mitochondrial dysfunction on the right side of the slide, but what we really see clinically is when this starts to happen to people, this is this person that comes in that is so tired, so fatigued. No matter what supplements they're taking, what their diet is, how much rest they get, they are never able to catch up and feel better. And that all has to do with our mitochondria not functioning like they should be. And what happens when we have large amounts of oxidative stress is that those free radicals are very smart, and they actually attack the mitochondria directly. And mitochondria are so important because if you remember, they are the powerhouses of our cells. They produce all of the energy for every system within our body in the form of ATP. So if they're damaged, they are not able to produce that energy for you. And so the solution to our mitochondrial dysfunction is our Protandim NRF1. And this is very similar to our Protandim NRF2. Again, we're activating our bodies. We're waking our cells up We have a protein messenger binding, again, to our DNA, causing gene expression. So those survival genes begin to be expressed. And this time, the gene that is so important is the one that actually goes in and produces new mitochondria, repairs the mitochondria that are damaged, and gets rid of the faulty ones. So what we see then is we see a turn in energy. We have all of these beautiful mitochondria producing more energy for us. And it really snowballs. When we have that much energy, we now are able, if we're taking Protandim NRF2 with Protandim NRF1, we're really able to fuel the process for NRF2 to synergize within our bodies. So it snowballs, and we have these huge heightened effects, especially over time as we're working with these products. So you see we have better performance, we have more energy, our cells are just healthier and functioning better, and in turn we're sleeping better, we're able to recuperate better after we do things like work out, and it's all about activating those cells again.
So the third problem we have is a leaky gut. And our solution for that is a product we have called Physique ProBio. And now most people have heard of probiotics and the effect of good taking, supplementing with good bacteria and the benefits that come with that. But you can see these symptoms that can result from a leaky gut or an improper gut lining. And so what we see with these probiotics is we need not only the good bacteria, but we need mechanisms to drive these bacteria deep within our gut. And what makes ours different are two different things. One is a BioTract lining. This is a patented technology that allows our product to bypass the stomach acid and get to the small and large intestine where we need them to do their function in the first place. And it's a slow release formulation, and this allows it to not require refrigeration. And the first organisms that are released would be on the outside of it, released into the small intestine. And then as they travel through the 12-hour slow release process, the large intestine ones will be at the core of our product. It also has another patented technology called Wellmune, which is yeast beta-glucans found in colostrum, or a mother's first milk. So we get a really huge immune system boost by putting these good bacteria with this Wellmune product. The survival rate of most products is 4%, and with our patented BioTract technology, we have a survival rate of 60%. This is seriously that I haven't found anything better than this on the this product on the market for probiotics, and I've seen a lot of really good ones, but this one definitely exceeds its expectations. Fourth problem, Elizabeth, please.
Right. Yeah, fourth problem that we see is a fatty imbalance. So this is due to our diets, this is due to toxins that we're exposed to and different stresses around us. We have an imbalance in that bad fat to the good fat ratio. The solution to this is fish oil. Omega Plus is LifeVantage product, which is fabulous. It combines two of our very good types of fatty acids that we want in our bodies. So we have omega-3, which is great for brain health and development, cardiovascular health, skin health. And then we have omega-7 as well, which does many of those things, but it's very important for weight management and metabolism. And then the plus of our omega is that there's some vitamin D added in, which we of course know is very essential for a lot of the processes within our body. It's a very pure form of fish oil. My kids love this too. They actually chew it and have no issue with the flavoring. It doesn't taste or smell fishy. It actually is lemon limey, and we can trace it directly from the boat to the bottle. So exactly which boat picked up which type of fish we know based on the bottle. And so again, this supports that balancing that we need of the bad fat to the good fat.
So now we're going to talk to just kind of briefly go over the other products that the company has, and what has really, again, we started getting into this nutrigenomics movement with our initial flagship product, our NRF2 Synergizer Protandim. But what they found is that we're not just that company now. We're not just the Protandim company now. We're a biohacking company. We've really used the activation of our body to find different ways and mechanisms to do that. And one of them that has been very effective is NRF2 activation for our skin. This is a 4-step skincare line that has this same formulation of our NRF2 Protandim in it. So after there were studies released showing that we were the only product to be anti-aging from the inside out with our Protandim Nerf 2, we formulated a blend that now we can affect from the outside in. So we have dual effects there. And we know that our skin is our largest organ. There's also a study done by LSU that found using Protandim Nerf 2 from the inside again, that skin cancers were falling out. So again, having that dual effect is very important.
All right, do you want me to take this one?
Sure.
I would love to, because it's Axio. So Axio is NRF2 activation specifically for our brain. So basically it gets that brain chemistry where it needs to be in our brain to facilitate the communication and our brain's ability to function as it needs to. So what we notice is a huge increase in energy, mental clarity, acuity, and focus. So this is a additive for water. It comes in a caffeinated and a non-caffeinated version, and there are several different flavors. And we call it Smart Energy because it has no sugar in it. It's sweetened with stevia, and it's all natural. So we don't have that crash that you would get with the typical energy drink. And on top of just using it to boost our energy, it really helps make different connections within our brain that we typically can't. So this is a really great product for ADHD, ADD, any kind of depression or anxiety. It really helps get those connections to where they need to be.
And this is our physique line, which was based on demand, right? Everybody's looking for something to either manage their weight or to lose weight. So right in the center there, we have a protein shake with slow and fast released amino acids. And then in capsule form, we have a fat burn product designed to target that visceral fat, the dangerous stuff that surrounds our organs. And we have ProBio, which we already talked about, and then Cleanse. And this Cleanse product is also capsule form, a very gentle version to help remove that gunk that's built up in our digestive system, and also to help us heal out the lining. I recommend this Physique Cleanse, even if you're not doing this whole line, just doing that cleanse for 1 week of every month. It's just very effective to keep our system moving at high capacity. And then this one is Pet Tandem, which is Nerf 2 activation for our four-legged friends. So people were giving Nerf 2 Protandim to their dogs, and so they reformulated to be specifically for dogs. Helps with their joint function, mobility, cognitive function, their coat. It's just really an amazing product, especially if your dogs are being used for lots of physical activity or they're aging. You want to do this one, Elizabeth?
Sure. So just generally talking about networking here. We all network, whether we think we're actively doing it or not. So you know how it is. If you find something that you really love, a restaurant, a pair of pants, you go and you tell your girlfriends where you were, what you had, and however your service was. And when we're working with networking, it's kind of a new thought for a lot of people. Some people will get a little bit stand backish with it, like Dr. McCord did. But our real goal with networking with these products is just to share the story of the products, to explain why they are important, and to explain what the differences are within that product. So.
And there's two ways basically to get involved with this company. One is as a preferred customer, which means you just want to use the product. And the other is as a distributor. It means you want to use the product and you also want to share it with other people because you see the value and the information that you just heard about. And so both would get wholesale pricing, both will choose the products they want, and both will get products delivered directly to them, which in this day and age, technology-driven world that we're in, it is really nice to be able to go on whenever you do have a few minutes, pick what you want and have it coming. And our products are set in a 30-day supply, so every month you need the products again. And, you know, just like Dr. Elizabeth had mentioned earlier, we see we see such a cumulative effect to products. There's nothing that is a magic bullet. It's not like you can take something one day and you're going to be fabulous, or 1 month and you're never going to need it again. Anything that we do, whether it's a healthy choice or an unhealthy choice, we have to do it multiple times to see the effect in the long term. So, but the difference between the preferred customer or the distributor is that distributors get paid to network. And you would be surprised how much you already do this networking thing, just like we just mentioned too. So this S-curve here is just showing us kind of where we are, you guys. This is a new movement. People, I'm sure most of you have not heard about this before tonight, and we are right at the beginning of the stages of this, and people really need to hear this information. And so you can see where we are on the graph. And I just want to mention one little thing. So what if we were iPhone, right? And you could get a penny on every iPhone that was sold if you got in right now, versus where they are right now is kind of the top of that S-curve, right? But so what if you'd gotten in where we were now, right? Right at the beginning instead of at the end. That's just kind of something to think about. Because we're a publicly traded company, we have our income disclosure statement here. And to get started, all right, so as a preferred customer, you're just going to go in and pick the products you want and check out. But as a distributor, you're going to start with a bundle of products, because we obviously want you to be a product of the product. You need to know what a product did for you in order to share it with someone else. So there's a silver bundle, a gold, and a platinum pack. And if you are seriously thinking about this as a business, I would highly recommend the platinum pack. And then, Dr. Elizabeth, if you want to explain to the subscription stacks here.
Yes, absolutely. So there's a couple different ways to reduce the cost, your monthly cost as well. And one of that is setting up one of the stacks in your subscription. And so you can see in the middle of the screen here, it is the Vitality Stack, which are those 4 product components that we talked about that we recommend for just a baseline foundation of your health. So we have the Protandim NRF2, Protandim NRF1, Omega Plus, and the ProBio. And when you purchase this stack, what you get is free shipping on your order, and that includes anything you add on to your order. To the right, you can also see this is the Vitality Stack that's available in travel portion. So it's individually portioned packets, daily package dosages for you. So this is a really nice and convenient feature for you to be able to just grab a pack, stick it in your purse or in your luggage, instead of taking your whole accumulation of bottles with you and emptying it into your hand. And on the left is the True Science regimen. So it's the 4 components of our skincare line, and all of these qualify for free shipping when you add them to your subscription order.
Awesome. So we just want to thank you for getting on here tonight, and remind you to get back to the person who invited you to this presentation to get your questions answered. And Dr. Elizabeth and I would be happy to answer any questions you might have for us. I just want to throw out just a little disclaimer that we do not claim to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or condition, symptom, or anything of the sort. We have solutions for the 4 most common problems in humans: oxidative stress, mitochondrial dysfunction, leaky gut, and a fatty imbalance. So underlyingly, they are linked to many conditions, symptoms, or disease, but we are not a cure for anything like that. But this is really some really good information that we enjoy sharing with other people, because the benefits we've seen not only in our own families and ourselves, but we've also seen them in our practices in so many patients. And so please share this information and get back to whoever invited you to this presentation tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out how to